Blackbeard singing in the dead of night.
Good evening, and welcome to Vintage Keys Studio. My name is Ken Blackbeard, and today I'm going to be showing you the Gem Jumbo 61. This organ was made in the early 70s by the company Gem, and it was following on from some of the combo organs they had in the mid to late 60s that they were kind of made for bands to play, because the idea was you had a bit of a split. So you had like a bass part at the bottom. Some keyboards had two sort of sectors on the keyboard with different sounds, but this one's just got a bass split, and then the rest of the keyboard plays some sort of fairly crummy sounding organ sounds, but I like them, especially on this one, because I think the speaker's a bit broken and it distorts like hell, and it's the world's most incredibly loud organ. So here we go. I'm going to just show you what it does. First of all, we have the horns. Then we have the strings. Then we have my favourite, the cornets. Then the flutes. There's a percussion switch, very like on a Hammond organ. It gives you, or a Lowry, it gives you like a percussive start to the note, and then that dies away, and then the note carries on underneath. So, and then we've got the strings percussion. It works without the main organ tone. And then there's also, at the moment, it's got, if I just put it on there. It's got this balance control, which, so with that completely down up to here, none of those sounds work. Up to here, all of these sounds here are silent, and then if I raise that up there, it's all the same level. And then if I press this bass button here, that's where it starts getting very loud. But that's where the cutoff point is for the bass. So the bass is now, so before it was there, and then there it's. And the idea with the balance is it will allow you to have parts of either the sound of the organ underneath with the bass, or just bass by itself. It's also got bass flutes, which if I just so it gives a sort of a different tone to the bass sound. So that's just the bass sound by itself, and then with the flutes, and then with the strings. This has also got a weird thing where it may be because the pedal that I have got with this doesn't work. but it may just be wired in a strange way. But it says here this is the percussion volume, and it does affect the percussion, but it also affects everything else. So that seems to be the main volume for everything when you're not using the pedal, which is a bit confusing. And you've obviously got percussion time here as well for when the percussion is on, so you can have it going like or so it ranges all the way from that so it's quite useful. It's almost like a harpsichord. And the one thing I haven't shown you yet is the vibrato. So let's just put the vibrato on because that's quite nice. And the vibrato on this goes right down. The LFO, low frequency oscillator, in the vibrato is set quite low on this one at the lowest point. So if you listen, so it goes. So from this one, it goes. This is the highest setting. Then it keeps going. We have a earphone socket just here, which makes me think it's probably wired for mono, as in a singular earphone as opposed to a headphone set, but it might be just a mono into stereo one. Then we've got cassette, which I presume must be some sort of input that you could play along to your favourite George Harrison record of the day. You may be able to hear there's a bit of a buzz on this, and it's in need of a sort of a spruce up, really, because I've had it for a long time, and I've been a bit loath to fix it because I quite like the sound it makes, and I was a bit worried that it might take away some of the gritty, horrible sound. But I think it's probably in need of a bit of a fix up now. I've actually had to screw in extra screws to keep it all together. I've had this for about 10 years, I think, and when I got it, it didn't work properly, and there was a couple of ICs inside, little chip things, that had gone bad, that had just broken, and I managed to find replacements for them at vast expense. And that's the one thing with these old keyboards, the 70s ones, early to mid 70s. Most of the keyboards that used these little ICs. They're usually sort of like the long ones. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but they're in here. They're mainly impossible to get hold of, or if you can get hold of them, they're really expensive. I recently got a Thomas organ, which I was going to have a go at fixing up, and realised when I took it all to pieces that it needed 8 special oscillator ICs that were about £50 each. So I thought I can't be doing with that. So that's in the skip. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Gem Jumbo 61. I have a feeling they did make a few other different Gem Jumbo size ones. I'm not sure. You can always look that up and leave your comments below. I've got to put a little weight on since I bought this jacket, and it's got a bit of a split in the back. But anyway, it's a lovely combo organ, and I think if you ever see one for sale somewhere that's fairly sort of cheapish and it works, I'd buy it, because I'd certainly buy another one. I'd like to just have 2. I've used this probably the most out of all of my worse organs. I think this is probably the most characterful one. Yes, very, very pleased with it. And so is my parrot. Please hit that like and subscribe and like button, and get updates and everything, and the parrot says good night. Thank you for watching, and I will leave you with my theme tune, The Old Salty Sea Dog.